والصلاة والسلام على خير النبي المرسل محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. When Adam عليه السلام being created in the Jannah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to collect from every place on earth, north, south, west and east, clay, tin, from all the colors. And then he made Adam alayhi salam, he created with his own hand, and then he blew the ruh on him in the Jannah. So as humans, Adam being created in the Jannah, al-ulya, Jannah is always above. And then he's been punished and sent down to earth as he disobeyed his Lord. Alayhi salam. So he's been created in the Jannah. When he was in the Jannah, he was a little bit lonely. As he slept, alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took one of his ribs, and the rib, everybody knows that is a little bit bent from the top. And he created Hawa from him, from his own body. So Adam being created from clay, water and mud. And then Allah took from his body, from his ribs, from his part of him, and he created Hawa. He woke up, alayhi salam, he said, "What are you?" She said, "I am a woman." "Why are you being created?" She said, "To accompany you, to be your companion in the Jannah." Allah knows what's good for Adam. You could have left him in the Jannah, because Jannah had everything that you could imagine, the way you just want it and better. So he created him, and then she accompanied him here in the Jannah, and then on earth as well. And then he made from them رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَنِسَاءً. Children came through the offspring of Adam alayhi salam, and us from them as well. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he told us this story, he said that in Surah Al-Rum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that among his signs is this: He created you from a single soul, and from that soul, He created his partner. And then made this partner as a home for you. He described it as sakina. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. Second mean home. Your wife is your home. And then he added, Allah Azza wa Jal, he said, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. He made mercy and tranquility and a very deep feeling towards the wife. And the Prophet ﷺ used to say, encouraged us, I am the best for my wives. And the best of you is the best for the families and the wives. And he said, look after your females in general, mother, sister, wife, daughters, and even any female. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them from a little bit bent rib. And the rib, as you always know, is always bent to make the rib cage, to protect the heart and what's inside the heart. So she's a protection for you. And he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that your female is a protection for you from fornication, from looking somewhere, from diverting your desire in the wrong direction. And then he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muslim married to a female, Muslim female, we should not really hate her for something bad she done. If she have a bad character, or two, she have others good, and then you should really let go and compensate. He never ordered you to go and just divorce. Even if she said to you, divorce me. And they do. Many women, they said, if you are a man, divorce me. And you said, oh, well, I'm a man, I'm going to show you. The Prophet ﷺ told you to be patient with her. He never told you go and divorce her. He said if she made a little bit of mistake, remember that the dinner you had last night, and the lunch, and the breakfast, for the past of the few years that the wife prepared it for you. Remember that if you love your son, and you see him, and you see your daughter in the front of you, please in your eyes, that this female is a part of him being existing on this earth in the front of you. And that son or daughter could be the reason for you to be forgiven in the front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that your daughter, and if you have 2 or 3 daughters, then there's going to be a protection from you from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember that one day she looked after your mom, or your father, or yourself when you're ill. She'll do things. And remember that yourself, if you look within yourself in the mirror, you're going to find so many faults that you have yourself. And maybe she covered her eyes, and she didn't say much in it. And remember that you always have the qawama. The qawama means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you a more stable brain. And she have a little bit weaker brain than you. And this is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can compensate. If your son or your daughter or your baby crying all night, she will wake up all night to try to calm him down. You wouldn't. I want to go work tomorrow. You might go a little bit mad or crazy. Allah made this imbalance. He said in Surah Tabarak, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's good for His creation? And then He did that to you? Statistics now says within the first year of marriage, in our generations in here and in our countries, 40% of the believers, the Muslims, get divorced. Courts are full up. I personally have 8 or 10 friends, 70% of them been divorced. Because the man rush. Iblis, la'ana Allah, is so keen to divide the Muslims, especially through the home. He set his throne on the water, and then the shayateens come and tell him what they done today. One will tell him, I stayed with this man till I made him fornicate, commit adultery, with sin. He said he hadn't done much. Another one who came, I stayed with him, influenced him, make him desire to kill somebody, and he did. He hadn't done nothing. One of them said, I made him steal. I made him done this and that and that. And another one will come to him and said, I stayed in his house till I made him divorce his wife. And he stood up and he hugged him. He said, you are the best. Because what's coming related to that action that this Muslim house, this simply has been destroyed. The children, Allah knows, and I can tell you from stories that I lived through my life, that when the man rushed to divorce his wife and he have children, most likely these children will be disturbed severely. They will never have the good life that he has. They never have the choice. In fact, if somebody come to ask for your daughter and you find that the parents are actually divorced, think about it. Why shall I go to a broken house? He's going to go to find somebody else. The Prophet ﷺ said that the best of you are the best for the families, and I'm the best for my family. The Sahaba used to say, be in your home like a boy, like a young boy, gentle and simple. If you want to prove your manhood, prove it outside in the jihad and among the men. But don't show it off in your wife if she said to you something that you dislike. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you should not hate your wife for a character that she has. If you dislike that character, you should like another. Remember that she's done so much for you and your children, your parents, to clean your house, for doing things that she's not meant to be doing, but she's doing it from her own generosity towards you. If you look in the fiqh of our deen, that you find that the ladies are not really committed to do what they do. But because she's seen you going outside and working hard, then she's doing that for you. But it's actually from her generosity. And if her father came, if he was alive, if he was dead, and he just, Allah gave him the life again, he said to you, look after my daughter. And what goes around comes around. If you abuse his daughter, somebody will abuse your daughter. If you're not patient with your wife, somebody wouldn't be patient with your daughter. Because what goes around comes around. جزاء من جنس العمل. The reward will come from the same action you do. So you have to be really careful. And we can't forget to mention in each khutbah that to remind our brother about our case in Gaza. We can't just pass any khutbah and speak about something that related to our affairs as Muslims, which is a divorce, which is really dangerous, and we don't remember that these people been severely abused by an enemy that have no mercy, has uncovered himself to everybody else in the world. People seen they treat our brothers, our sisters, our children as a subhumans and like animals. And they say it clearly. They're not really meant to be there. And the oppressors, not just them, the enemies, from those who surround them, as they've been called geographical Muslims, have let every single chance to support their brothers, and they are watching them day by day being cut to pieces. They actually limbs and arms and fingers and legs being cut without any anesthetics, by hand, by saw. Nothing at all come from the side of the believers. I'm not saying of the side of their enemies, from the believers who saw everything, and they are actually in the borders. And they have every capability to help their brothers, but they didn't. But we talk about ourselves, as we always have to start from within ourselves. You make dua, obviously, and it's nice. But if you have a route that you can support your brother there, remember that it's not really from your generosity. It's a duty in you. It's your duty that you think about them, and you feel like if I have a brother there, or my mother there, or my sister there, or my daughter, or anybody there, you wouldn't be able to sleep knowing that she's not safe, she's hungry, she's ill, she's losing blood. And you've been seeing recently that there isn't a single place hadn't been destroyed. School, mosque, hospital, church, even the places of those, there isn't any place, it's been all reduced to rubble. And everybody in the world condemning, and nothing really happened really in the real life, helping these people. They are waiting, and all they say to you, if you can do something, do it. صلى الله عز وجل أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا، انفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا، كره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا، ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.